Coming up next on Arizona Horizon, a new study looks at the so-called Ferguson effect on crime rates and police work. Also tonight, we'll hear about a local couple's efforts to fight kidney disease. And we'll take in the tranquil sights and sounds of the Japanese Friendship Garden. Those stories next on Arizona Horizon.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of Arizona PBS, members of your PBS station. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to Arizona Horizon. I'm Ted Simons. A special meeting of the Arizona House Education Committee was called today to consider restoring cuts made to career and technical education programs. Lawmakers are considering a proposal to restore $28 of $30 million in cuts that are set to kick in July 1st. The bill is sponsored by State Senator Don Shooter and has broad support in the legislature. Phoenix-based Apollo Education Group, the parent company of the University of Phoenix, reached a $1.1 billion deal today that removes the Sperling family from control of the for-profit university. The company's board of directors approved the purchase offer from a consortium of private investors led by Vistria Group. The plan still must go through several levels of approval, but if the deal goes through, it will end Apollo's 21 years as a publicly traded company. And Tempe Town Lake will be drained starting this Wednesday so that crews can replace a rubber dam and replace it with a metal dam. The lake will be closed until late April, though Tempe officials say that the construction schedule could change depending on the weather, specifically an increase in El Nino rains. Did the police shooting of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri impact crime rates and police procedures around the country? A new study by Arizona State University and the University of Colorado Boulder looked at the so-called Ferguson effect. And joining us now is the study's co-author, Scott Decker, Foundation Professor of Criminology and Criminal Justice at ASU. Welcome to Arizona Horizon. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Let's define term. What is the Ferguson effect?
It's a term that was coined by Sam Dotson, who's the police chief in St. Louis, Missouri, a neighboring suburb of Ferguson. And it identifies the response that occurred after the shooting of Michael Brown that included a couple of components. One was the large-scale protest and sometimes rioting that went on in Ferguson and some in the city of St. Louis, expressing more than concern, in many cases really distaste for police control, police shootings, police violence. It also refers to a concern that because of the expression of negativity toward the police engaged in what's called depolicing. That means they don't stop as many people in traffic stops or for interviews. Some have hypothesized, though, that the net result of all that, and fueled by social media, was increases in crime. So people are angry about the police are concerned that they're going to get in trouble if they enforce the law, and so as a consequence, crime goes up.
So we have increasing crime rate, we have depolicing, both hypothesized. What did you look at?
We looked at the crime rate, and wasn't easy to do it. You would think you could go out and find the crime statistics from every police department in America. It's simply not the case. The FBI that compiles them nationally publishes the data 10 months later. So we called and emailed and contacted friends and got 81 of the 104 largest cities in the U.S., all over 200,000 population, to give us their data. What we found was no increase in crime. There's a little concern about robbery, but the main 7 crimes, murder, rape, robbery, aggravated assault, burglary, larceny, motor vehicle theft, don't show an increase following the events that took place in Ferguson, Missouri.
Was that a surprise to you?
I have to say it was. I had expected that at least in one or two of those 7 crimes, and I thought a crime like assault or murder would be where we would see the increase, but no significant increase was found when all those 81 cities were considered together.
The depolicing aspect of the Ferguson effect, is it even possible to look at? How would you study such a thing?
Well, the 2 key ways you'd look at it would be traffic stops. One way for the police to slow down their engagement with citizens is to make fewer stops, and another would be pedestrian stops, street interviews. We always get a field information card, some measure of how much of that goes on. So it could be done, be very difficult to do, and one department at a time.
And your look at the crime rates. Now, I understand we're talking violent crime and certain, as you mentioned, the list of crimes that you looked at. Robbery, U.S. robbery rates are up, are they not? I mean, does that play into this idea that maybe the crime rate overall is up?
Well, robbery certainly is a crime that most people fear. It's the use of force or threat of force to deprive someone of their property on the street. That usually means an offender pulls a gun and points it at you and says, "Give me your wallet, give me your purse." Those are among the most frightening interactions that crime victims have with offenders. It's certainly the crime that most people fear. And so it could well be coloring our perception of where the crime rates are. But it's important to note that we're in the midst of a 2-decade-long decline in crime in the United States.
Will that decline continue? I mean, is the Ferguson effect, is there a delayed reaction to such an incident?
We don't see any evidence of it in the last several months, and that would be the last few months of 2015. We don't see trickling up. Now, there are some cities, and if you think of 81 groups of things, say it's your stock portfolio, and you have 81 different stocks, some of them are going to be up and some of them are going to be down. But the right way to go about it is not just to selectively pick out the ones that are up or the ones that are down, but to look at all the cities. So some cities are up.
So, but again, not up because of the Ferguson effect.
That's correct. The timing of it is not indicative of the Ferguson effect sending those rates up.
What kind of reaction have you had to this study?
Well, it's for us, it's gone out on Twitter thousands and thousands of times. There are some who are criticizing the study because of the cities that we chose, and we took 81 out of 104. We included every city we got data from. And some have said that it's critical of the police because it doesn't recognize the pressure the police are under with all the public criticism, much of it on social media.
Is that a valid argument, do you think? A valid criticism, I should say.
I don't think that it is. I certainly, neither myself or any of my co-authors have anything in our past that's been overtly critical of law enforcement. I served proudly on the Arizona Peace Officer Standard and Training Board for 5 years in Arizona, appointed by a Democratic governor and continued by a Republican governor, so certainly politically neutral.
So, last question. What do we take of this study?
Well, I think the first thing is we need to keep our eye on the ball when it comes to crime and public policy. The second thing is we need to be vigilant about our efforts to work with the police to promote better relationships between communities and law enforcement, because at the end of the day, that relationship goes a long way to determine our crime rates.
Good information. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
Along an isolated stretch of State Route 80 deep in southeast Arizona is a monument to one of the most important events in Arizona history. Off the highway is Skeleton Canyon, where the Apache warrior Geronimo, Naiche, son of Cochise, and their followers surrendered to General Nelson Miles. It was early September 1886. With the surrender, armed conflict between the Apaches and European immigrants ended. Geronimo, his followers, and the entire Chiricahua tribe, even the Apache scouts the Army had hired to track him down, were deported east to Florida. Geronimo lived until 1909, gaining notoriety at public appearances and in Teddy Roosevelt's inaugural parade. Yet he and his people were never allowed to return to their beloved Arizona homeland. Only in 1986 did the governor and state officially welcome back the Chiricahua tribe to Arizona after 100 years of exile.
26 million Americans, or 1 in 9, have a chronic kidney disease, and many don't know it. That sobering statistic led Tempe native Annalyn Scott and her husband Raymond to start an organization called 1 in 9, which promotes kidney disease awareness and supports research into regenerative medicine.
My son is 1 in 9.
I'm 1 in 9.
I was almost 1 in 9.
I'm 1 in 9.
I am 1 in 9.
1 in 9. That's 26 million Americans affected by kidney disease, and most don't even know it.
I woke up one morning and my joints in my knee was so swollen I couldn't walk.
I was pregnant and that I had headaches, and so they ran the test and found out that I did indeed have the polycystic kidney disease.
As a result of the stroke, my kidneys shut down. Did not have any paralysis or anything, just my kidneys shut down.
And if kidney disease does occur, life isn't over.
With the different dialysis modalities we have, including doing dialysis at home, the patients really do end up living a fuller life.
I've taken control of my health, and I think that's possible for everyone.
A doctor who was treating my mother observed me, and indeed that saved my life.
I have been a kidney dialysis patient for 17 years. I have to be there for my wife and my children. I have dreams of seeing my wife and I together at 80 years old.
Joining us now to discuss kidney disease research and prevention is Annalyn Scott, founder and CEO of 1 in 9, and her husband Raymond Scott, who can talk firsthand about kidney disease. Good to have you both here. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
1 in 9, that many folks have kidney disease?
It's pretty astonishing, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, 26 million Americans, 600,000 Arizonans, and only 90% actually know that they have it. It's kind of known as a silent killer.
What causes kidney disease? What do we know about kidney disease?
You know, many different causes. Number one factor and leading cause of kidney disease and kidney failure is diabetes. Second leading cause is high blood pressure, which is actually what claimed my husband's kidneys nearly 18 years ago. Other factors such as lupus, extended use of ibuprofen and some over-the-counter medicine as well, just to name a few.
Are there signs? Are there symptoms? Is some sort of signal that, hey, something's not working, something's not right here?
Usually, most people don't recognize the signs or symptoms until it's too late, when the disease has already progressed or when they're at need for dialysis.
Did you know that something was wrong? How long ago? 17, 18 years? What was it?
It was 18 years ago, and I did not know. I went to the urgent care thinking that I'd just go get some medication for bronchitis, and the nurse took my blood pressure like 3 times, twice with the machine and once manually, and ran to the back and got the doctor. And that's not when I found out, but they actually took me to the emergency room, and that's where I found out.
Because the blood pressure was so high?
My blood pressure was high. It was
I think 270 over 190 when he was at urgent care.
Good gracious.
Yeah, and by the time he got to the ER, it was 300 over 200. His kidneys were done.
And you felt like, what, bronchitis and that's it? Chest cold, maybe, something along those lines?
No, that was it. I just felt like I had bronchitis and that I just needed some medication to clear it up. And it was a lot more than what I bargained for.
And as far as the treatment is concerned, what did you bargain for? What did you wind up getting?
I actually started on peritoneal dialysis.
What does that mean?
But peritoneal dialysis is where you put dialysate in the peritoneum cavity, and as you walk around or your daily functions, it through osmosis, the dialysis occurs. And you actually change out the fluid every once in a while. But I also have done, I've had a kidney transplant. And I've done home hemodialysis, which I'm doing right now, in fact.
Are these traditional, common types of treatment here? And has the treatment changed from when you were first 18 some odd? Something must have gotten better in 18 years.
Yeah, things definitely are improving in terms of even the kidney transplant rates, in terms of the medications have gotten better, so you can have a longer expectancy of that kidney to last. So I think right now they're saying probably about 10 to 15 years. His brother had donated a kidney to him, and we were fortunate that it did last for 5 years, so it gave him a new lease on life. And after that failed and rejected, he went back on hemodialysis, which is in center. Typically, patients will go in 3 days a week for about 3 to 4 hours each treatment, just depending on what their needs require. And over the last 2 years, we have been doing his dialysis from home. I don't have a nursing background at all, but I administer his treatments 5 days a week, close to 3 hours per treatment, which gives him more flexibility.
No kidding, I'm sure.
Doing it more frequently also is better on his heart, is better on his body altogether, so he has more energy, in fact, and more flexibility. So we just completed treatment before coming here today.
Wow. And first of all, how do you feel? How you doing?
I feel very good, and I'm doing really well at this home hemodialysis, yes.
And in the years since you've been dealing with this, you have seen improvements in treatment, improvements, I would imagine, in prevention, in diagnosis, the whole 9 yards.
Oh yes, definitely.
And is that what 1 in 9 is all about, to get people to, what is 1 in 9 all about, this program?
My wife could probably answer that better than I
All right,
can.
let's ask you, what is 1 in 9? What are we talking about here?
So, just to kind of take a step back where this really started, we're advocates with the National Kidney Foundation of Arizona, and Raymond is going to be one of their celebrity star dancers with Dancing with the Stars Arizona. And that's going to be taking place here on February 20th at the Westin Kierland Resort. Ironically, I was just looking back through his medical records, and his kidneys failed on February 20th, 1998. So he's going to be dancing 18 years to the date since his failure.
Wow.
And so that inspired us, going back to when we learned that he was going to be a dancer. This is their 10-year anniversary, and he is the first dancer that's actively on dialysis. So it was exciting to us to be able to show people that kidney disease or dialysis doesn't have to be a death sentence, especially if here's a man that can be dancing, right, and be active. So with that, just getting the awareness that we wanted to help others so that they don't have to go through the same path that Raymond had to. Had he known that high blood pressure was a leading cause of kidney disease, he would have done more than just take his medicine and think that he was feeling okay, would have been monitoring it a little bit closer. So 1 in 9 is a documentary that we're filming, and also a movement, because it's really grown as this grassroots movement where we want to get into communities, we want to help educate them on some of the the risk factors and help with prevention efforts. And then really the third pillar with 1 in 9 is regenerative medicine, to show what does the future hold. Just to give you an idea, they're doing some amazing things with stem cells, with 3D printers, where they would be able to use a patient's own stem cells to be able to have a kidney or heart transplant or other organ transplant using their own stem cells and not have to be on anti-rejection medication.
And real quickly, you've got the 1 in 9 Roadshow. You're taking us across the country, aren't you?
We are.
Yeah. Well, good luck to you. Congratulations, and good luck to you on that dancing program.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Do a good job now. We'll be watching you. All right. Good to have you both here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
More than 6,000 miles separate Phoenix from sister city Himeji, Japan, but just off a busy freeway in the heart of downtown Phoenix, the two cities share a unique connection. Producer Christina Estes and photographer Langston Fields take us to the Japanese Friendship Garden.
This place for people to come enjoy And I want them to just forget everything, daily life problem when they come through the gate. I want them to focus the moment and just see how beautiful this place is. My name is Reiko Revis. I'm the Interim Executive Director.
And this is Reiko's office.
This garden has 4 regions: mountains, beach area, woods, and then lower grassland.
Each section represents the major types of terrain found in Japan. The idea to transform 3.5 acres of Sonoran Desert into a lush display of Japanese culture came in 1987.
Mayor of Himeji, Japan suggested or proposed idea to make a Japanese garden in Phoenix to cement our relationship between 2 cities.
Reiko says more than 50 Japanese designers and landscape architects donated their time and knowledge. Over the years, they made several trips to Phoenix to better understand the climate and choose local materials. They traveled across the state to handpick 1,500 tons of rock and stone.
Rocks in nature have a spirit. Rocks have a spirit of the God. So when we remove these rocks from the mountain to bring it to our garden or any garden in Japan, those gardeners or architects often told me that you have to be very thankful and respect to the nature to giving them their spirits. We are removing their home, these rocks home, and moving the rocks to our garden. So when we place these rocks in a garden, we have to be very careful, they say. You have to make sure that the rocks are placed to be in a place that they're happy to be.
They were especially happy to find this piece, which resembles a turtle, a significant symbol in Japan.
That means long life, longevity. So they like that shape.
You could be standing in Payson, you could be standing in the high country in Arizona. That little stream just takes you away to another place.
Della Killeen is the garden's curator. She manages more than 65 types of ground cover, shrubs, trees, and bamboo.
We have 3 types of bamboo. We have a giant bamboo, golden bamboo, and a very beautiful bamboo called Alphonse Kerr, which is striped. Japanese gardens offer contrast through different shapes. So you will see shrubs that have been sheared into a typical Japanese style. We call that tamamono shrubs. You'll also see trees that have been sculpted in the traditional Japanese style, and we call those our specimen trees. And those are the layered trees. As you look around, you'll see very muted hues of green. You won't see many yellows, many oranges. That's very typical of a Japanese garden.
Bridges are also typical. This one is curved like a Japanese drum, while another is zigzag-shaped, designed to encourage people to slow down physically and mentally. Hundreds of koi fill the pond in the center of the garden.
1 or 2 fish came from Himeji, Japan, and they were released when we had the grand opening day.
The people of Himeji also contributed several lanterns and sculptures. This piece, called shachi, has become the garden's logo. The mythical half-tiger, half-fish have been used on the roofs of castles since the 15th century, including this castle in Himeji.
In Japan, we use a lot of wood when you make a building, and then fire was the most fear people had. So by placing those fish on top of the castle, that people believe the fish will spit the water out of their mouths to, put the fire out.
The Himeji Castle is known as the White Heron, and Phoenix is known for the mythological bird that never dies. Both make up the garden's official name. Ro is the Japanese word for heron, Ho is for the phoenix bird, and En is for garden.
So it's a perfect name for 2 cities, 2 birds combined together.
The Garden is also home to a traditional tea house that hosts a variety of authentic ceremonies. You can get more information at JapaneseFriendshipGarden.org. Tuesday on Arizona Horizon, a program that allows students to graduate high school at their own pace is celebrating its 5th anniversary, and we'll learn about Child Help, an organization that helps abused children. That's at 5:30 and 10 on the next Arizona Horizon. A reminder, if you want to watch tonight's program again, maybe see past programming or see what we have in store for the future, check us out, azpbs.org/horizon. That's azpbs.org/horizon. That's it for now. I'm Ted Simons. Thanks for joining us. You have a great evening.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of Arizona PBS, members of your PBS station. Thank you.
Virginia G. Piper Charitable Trust, committed to changing lives and strengthening community through investments in nonprofits and strategic initiatives. More information at pipertrust.org.